Everyone, and welcome to the TheFloofCast, episode 1. I am Jilou. I am here with Draco and Galaxy Nova. And this is episode 1, so what we're going to virtually do is cover a few things in the podcast. This is a furry podcast, just in case you're not 100% clear on that. So we'll be covering some things in the furry fandom. We may be covering some other things as well. If you'd like to add a topic, please go ahead and leave it in the comment section down below. And also will be in the description will be at least 2 of our Twitter things. You can also tweet us as well, and we will put that up on the next podcast and answer your question. So here we go. So why don't we just go with the main basics of introduction and introducing ourselves. Nova, would you like to kick it off?
Oh gosh. Alright. Okay. Hi. I'm Nova. My characters or personas include a Galaxy Iberian Lynx, as well as a maned wolf and Carnotaurus hybrid named Kylie. Nova is the Lynx. I don't really have any backstories on them. I'm going to, but if I did, they'd be way too long for this, so I'm just gonna exclude them. How long have I been in the fandom? I've been in the fandom for about 5 years. I didn't really actually find out the furry fandom until 3 years, but when I say 5, I've been a furry for 2 years without realizing it, and I thought I was just a cosplayer, but I'm not. I'm a furfag. Who got me into the fandom? I did. Me, myself, because I'm nosy and I peek at things, and I was just like, ah, dang, that's me. Oh, cool. And yeah, but my mate got me more active in the fandom, so I guess you could say he also got me in the fandom, but mostly it was just me being like, oh, what's this thing? Let's find out.
Skip the next post for now.
Okay. Any talents that we may have. Okay. I am an artist. I can animate basic GIFs, so I guess I'm slightly an animator. I can crochet, I can knit, I can kind of play the violin. I'm an okay dancer. I'm kind of good with poi. I don't know. Just basic everything I could probably do if I wanted to. Yeah. That's about it, I guess.
Yeah, I'll skip the last point too. I'll make sure to be better at what to talk about next time.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure next time we'll just talk about a thing, and that's just what will happen.
I think it would be best if we do like a Google Documents. That way we could, and hopefully there will be questions by the next time as well that we can cover from other people in the fandom as well. Draco, would you like to take it away?
Sure. My online personality is Draconimus. Long story behind that. Sona is named Sila, Tsila. There is a backstory to him, except it's way too long for this. I'll post it out of Fur Affinity, which will probably all link ours in the description.
Well, I'm not going to probably link mine at the moment because there's nothing there.
It doesn't matter. It's still be able to get to yours.
Alright, anyways. Continue on, please.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I have been in the fandom for 15 years. Which is kind of shocking because, like you said on that poll, I've probably been in the fandom more than like 80% of the people in it are as old.
Yeah, there was... I can't believe that poll. It was 95% of them were between the ages of like 10 and 15 years old. Not even 95%, about 85% of that one group. I think it was Furry Plus, I believe, that did that.
Yeah.
And I was like, my age range was 4%, which was weird because everybody, it was like 25 to 30. I'm 26, so everybody, there was like more 30 plus than there were 25 to 30-year-olds in that group. It's like, oh, I'm so old.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah, like between 20 and 30, you don't think of yourself as old, but
Well, when you look at that and it's 15, 13 years old, yeah.
But when, like, 23 is not that old on paper or when you're thinking about it, but when you're thinking about how long I've been in the fandom being equal to that of the average age of the status popularity quote, it's shocking.
Yeah.
You're like, oh god, I'm a grandpa.
Pretty much.
I'm not there yet. I mean, I'm gonna hate the day I am there. Oh, God, if I'm still in there, I'd hate... God, never mind, moving on.
Oh, you'll be in there. I think it's a thing that we will probably die in. I don't think if you're truly want to be in the fandom, I think you'd probably be there for your majority of your life.
Oh yeah.
I can't
There's
wait.
no
like,
getting out of it.
Can't wait till like I'm 70 and just like, how long you been in it? 50-some years? Damn!
You'd definitely be a gray muzzle by then.
Yo, people need Jesus.
So, who got
Circle Jesus?
So who got you into the fandom?
Well, there was our team mascot when I was at elementary school. He used to be really active. I'm not gonna say that's when I was first into it, but that's when I was first known about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been interested in it since I was 8. I'm 23 now, but I wouldn't say I got serious with the fandom until I was like 14 or 15. I had met someone down early south in my state, and we went to, surprisingly, an anime convention, KitsuneCon in Appleton, Wisconsin, that they were selling tails and stuff.
Oh, yeah, well, as I've noticed from my short tenure of being in the fandom, and just observing being a gamer and whatnot, and observing just the gaming and the anime aspect, there is a lot of furry-esque things out there, so it's not a surprise if you say I went to Comic-Con or something like that, and then there was a furry there, or I went to Gamescom or PAX, and then there'd be furries there, because it's these groups of people are just as much as accepting as we are of everybody else, pretty much. So, and I think it's also because a lot of games and comics have anamorphic type characters in them, so it's easy to relate to because you already know it. You already know Final Fantasy. Everybody knows that game. You have the Rabbit Girls, and I forgot which one it was. Vera running around half stark naked, but I mean, it's
do a barrel roll.
Yeah, technically, Mario would be really one too. You have Bowser in that one, plus the Toad, and Yoshi, because Yoshi does stand upright. If you want to go by that concept of anamorphic as well, but and it's been in cartoons since not Mario, Mickey Mouse, and then any predecessor before Mickey Mouse as well. So it's like everybody's going gaga over Disney making Zootopia. I didn't want to say something else, and it's like but Disney's been doing this forever. It's nothing new for Disney. It's just like it's nothing new for.
I can relate that. I can relate something to it back to a couple years ago when they made the movie The Nut Job. There are a lot of references in it in that movie.
Well, it's if you look at also you have everyone says what about other people? Well, the Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny dressed up constantly in both costumes and in drag throughout his whole tenure. Lola, if you go back to when Lola first came out and really popular in Space Jam, they're wearing fucking uniforms because they're on a basketball team. So really, it's been around for a while. It's been around even in his historical concepts in time as well. You have
It's been around since the 70s, since Ted Nugent decided to start wearing tails on stage.
Well, it's been around more than that, because if you look at Egyptian gods and stuff like that, you have a cross between animals and humanoid. You have
Anubis.
Anubis. You have Ra, the sun god, who is half egret, half human. It's a lot of different. You have minotaurs from the Greek mythology. You have different things like that. It's been around forever. It's only became popular or a thing maybe in the 70s, but I think it's been widely accepted off and on throughout the history of man, though, too.
Right. And
I mean, it could be in different ways. Like a caveman may dress up like a deer or another prey animal just to confuse the other prey animal when he's out hunting, but still he's dressing up in something that resembles another animal in order to hunt the animal, if you want to think about it in that concept as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get too off topic. Before I pass it to you and we can talk about that stuff, last thing I want to mention is, as for talents I have, the only thing I have is being a writer, but I still manage to screw that up in miraculous ways.
Anyways, I guess it's my turn. I am Gelu, but you can also just call me Jello because it's Gelu, but it's French. It's not French. It's Latin for frost. But everybody's gonna see that and go Jello. Just go with it. I blame Nova for that one a little bit as well. My Sona is a floof. It's a bear, fox, and wolf mix hybrid. I had
a question about that. I mean, I've
Sure.
been meaning to ask it. The floof, with fox, wolf, and bear, is it just you abbreviate or took parts of the words and then just like reverse the lettering?
No, we made it up.
Nova made it up. Yeah, kind of.
Yep.
I made it up too. But technically, if you think about it, yes, it is abbreviation of some of the words in there. B is for the bear.
No, because
Wolf is FL, and then fox is OF.
No, but what I was thinking about it, the way my brain works is the FO, if you spell your name, the oob, backwards, FO from the fox, OL from the wolf, and B from the bear.
Well, that could be also it too. Don't Google it, guys. It comes up with something totally different in Urban Dictionary. That makes no sense. Just leave it with that.
Thank you for saying that. Now, if during the actual recording, I'm going to have to go look that up.
That's fine. You can do that, but I'm just saying it is a thing.
Ray Getz.
Wait. I can actually give a definition of it, so they don't have to go look it up.
All right, go right ahead.
Floof is a communal and exclusive term among selected individuals to express a variety of emotions, concern, disgust, and appreciation for certain observations and familiarities.
Pretty much. But the backstory, I have a bit of a backstory. I'm working on it more because I'm just relatively brand new to the fandom. I'll get more to that in a second. I'm probably not going to mention my backstory here because it is long and intensive. And also cover why later on down the line as well. I know I'm just bouncing all over the place though. How long have I been in the fandom? About a month and a half, if that.
Thanks to me.
You're still
welcome.
a pup.
Thanks to Nova, yes. I've known about it since I was 13 or 14 years old. And being a 13 or 14-year-old, you always bounce around different things. So it disappeared in my mindset for that long. So if I really was committed back then, I probably would have been in it then. But it's just the fact that I haven't thought about it until meeting Nova and another person who I really don't want to talk about. So if it wasn't for those two people, or at least actually if it was more for Nova, then I don't think I would have really thought about it as much as I've thought about it recently. So that's who got me into it, was Nova. We met, we're both YouTuber gamers, and we met through a networking group for other YouTubers, and we decided to do some shit together, and I was being
On the shit.
a jackass, not a jackass. I was just being myself, a cheeky type of person when I said something to her, and I said, "Bark, bark, get the thing, bark, bark," and she asked me straight up then if if I was a furry, and I'm like,
I was
wait,
just like, "Are you a furry?"
I
And
just
he's like, "What?"
It's like, wait, what does that have to do with anything? I got that from another YouTuber who got that from an anime, so it's the full circle of that statement is where I got that from. And it's like, well, no, I'm not, but that's okay. I don't mind talking about it if you don't mind sharing, because it's something that I've heard about, and little said, less than that. So that's who got me into the fandom, and that's how long I've been in the fandom. Not that long. Let's see.
Pup, cub thing.
Yeah, I'm pup, cub, whatever you want to say. Technically, could be considered pup, cub, or whatever the
A cup?
well,
pup and cub.
or whatever a fox's baby name. I think it's a kit. Or a kit. I could be considered any three of those. Kind of going back on a little bit of backstory. If you want to know how my character came to be, my mother was a bear. My father was the hybrid of the family. Would be a wolf and the fox hybrid. So that is how my Sona was born into the world. My talents, well, I'm a gamer. I've been gaming for 20 plus years. I started it when I was about 5. I'm a computer nut. I've put computers together. I've worked a lot on the computers in the household. And I'm a writer. I'm not like the normal furs in the community who are artists and whatnot. I can't draw worth a damn. So
Nova draws the thing.
yeah, she does. As seen by the picture that you're looking at right now while watching this. I write. So I will be doing the backstory more for my character.
Oh,
and
don't forget about your acting.
Oh yes, I'm an actor, so that's another thing. But
Yes, you can reenact Furio and Yifet.
yeah, I can do a lot of different things. That's another thing. Another reason why I kind of like the furry fandom is the suits, is because you can take the concept of your Sona and actually play with it. And I've noticed it a lot even within my month and a half of being in the fandom, I've watched a lot of the popular furs. I know who Telephone is. I know who fucking Zabu is. I know Rin and all that stuff. And a lot of people are surprised that I know this stuff, but it's just because I've had good teachers. And it's just I like.
Wah.
When I think of the old popular people, I'm thinking like Koga the Husky or Two Griffin.
Yeah, I mean, I've checked them out, and they're not bad either. It's just I could see why someone like Telephone is very popular, because she's cute, and cute sells. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not calling her out on it. It's just she's good at what she does. I've watched some of her stuff, and I've laughed because she's good at what she does. She can stay in the character, and that's what I find important, that you can stay in the character, you can do what your character would do, but I've also seen people out there who break character too easily and then don't get back into it well enough to really say it. But it's not a bad thing either way. It's just the way your personality works. So.
Yes, quick PSA for anyone that does want the suit, please base your soda off your personality so you can stay in character even if you don't want to try.
Yeah, especially for the new cubs, pups out there, go with what's something that your personality is. That's how I chose bear, fox, and wolf, because I chose them over the personality traits that they have. The strength of the bear and the strength of the wolf, but then also the hyperness of the fox and the playfulness of the fox, and also wolves can be playful. If you've never seen a playful wolf, YouTube it. There are a lot of them out there that they're a lot more playful than you'd think. So it just.
Before we get too far, did I actually say what my Sona was?
Well, not only that, it was something that you're comfortable with doing.
Yeah. You kind of did a little bit. You said
I think you
circled, but you didn't really say what it was.
Yeah, the circle slash dragon hybrid. So I don't pull off topic. I'll just say circle and dragon hybrid. I'll let people imagine how that came to be.
Or just look at his Google Plus account. You could. We'll all have information down in our description below, so you'll be able to see it that way. If not, you can go through me and get back to him. So.
But back to what Nova was saying, I completely forgot already.
We were talking about choices of sonas or OCs, if you want to say. She was talking about how you should choose a good way of what you should choose.
Yeah, and how you should pick something that you're comfortable with doing. Like,
right.
For Nova, on this topic, for Nova, she's more, laid back, relaxed, chill. But then Kylie is like all over the place, hyper. Yeah, I'm a puppy. Woo, let's play fetch and run around and yeah.
Right.
So when I was at SakuraCon, I was in suit like 24/7. I didn't leave suit unless I was sleeping or having a shower because I stunk. So but my friends were like the chillest people. They're like, dang, fursuits are really cute, but it's kind of weird, and I don't really want to be too into this. I'm like, that's cool. It's okay. But they would still interact with me, and they'd play with me like I was a dog, and I just went with it because I was in suit. No one knew me. I was having a good time. I could relax and just be my character.
Yeah, that's a good thing about it too.
Yeah, and you got people. Like I said, being 26, I watch a lot of these young kids having troubles in the fandom or whatever it may be, and some of them, it's like I don't dance, but I'm starting to dance. I'm going to start to record myself and do it, and it's like that's the thing. You got to remember, you have this head on, you have this body on. That if you're ashamed of who you are or you're nervous, feel free to stop me at any time if there's something that I'm saying that's wrong.
No, but I did want to touch up on that thing before, like when you said the younger people.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Do not let your friends control you.
Remember who you are.
Just don't let people try to bend you in stuff you don't like to fit in. Because when you go into high school, the day after graduation, you're going to wake up and be like, oh, I got to do this, got to do that, got to fit in, social standard. Reality is going to smack you in the face like a semi.
Oh, of course.
They don't care about your social standard. They don't care if you're the jock or no.
But, yeah. Always be yourself. OCs, you can have more than one. Don't think that you have to be hunkered down to one. The best thing I could recommend, though, if you're not, your brain's not able to shift between things, is maybe choose one of them as your main sona, and that might be where you want to get your suit in, because it's easier for some people just to only think of one way and produce that one sona perfectly well. And also going back to my statement on the suit is, if you're shy or whatever, by thinking about it, you're putting this other thing on you that can make you be nobody knows who you are. So you can be whatever you want to be. You can act however you want to be, but be respectful as well. Just don't be an obnoxious, over the top type person, because it doesn't always look good for the group, as well as what I'm also trying to say on that aspect.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories of some people. It's just because if you're new at the suiting, just because you're in a suit
does not give you the right to run around and be an asshole.
Yeah, other suitors still won't allow you the freedom to go up and drop kick them from behind playfully.
Of course not. No, you gotta remember, we're all still.
Oh, on that topic. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Nova, go ahead. You're probably the only one that really understands that.
Go ahead. We'll give you the green light to speak.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Good answer.
We promise this will be fleshed out a lot more in episodes to come. But just also tips that I've learned from other people who suit is approach the suitor in a line of sight that they can see you. Don't sneak up on them. And it's like that with anything you do. If you're, just don't sneak up on people. Approach them visually on. Remember that their eyesight may be diminished. This is going for both people who are new in this community or people who are watching this who are not even in the community but see someone who's dressed up. Approach them. They may have a handler. Talk to him and or her, but also just don't go running up to someone and giving them a hug, because it's just a shocking thing. It's like, oh my God, who's this person? I can't see them, and you're looking down. It's a little kid. You can't see where this kid is because you just imagine that you would take a paper tube roll and put it up to your eyes, and that's your field of vision on some of the heads.
Also, to add on that, for people that can't really afford heads or stuff like that right away, all they have are like tails or the hand things.
Paws, right? Tails or paws. Or feet as well.
Make sure it's okay with them before you start touching the tail, because remember, it may not be surprising, but that tail is just a few inches from some very personal areas that it is tugging on.
Yes. Also, another thing is, don't give people who have full suits. I've heard this murmuring in the community. Don't give them a bad time if they don't have a full suit. They can only afford, maybe a tail or paws or something like that. Don't give them a bad time. It's not a full suit. They're just as much trying to be within the fandom as what they can afford. Not everybody can afford X amount of money for a full suit right off the bat. It just, be respectful. I mean, most of us understand this. This is just going out to the younger audience. Not even what? Go ahead.
Yeah, and the quality of the suit doesn't,
No. Doesn't diminish.
It doesn't have to be a suit from frickin' Beast Cub or Clockwork Creatures for it to be good.
Yeah.
You don't have to look like Rin or Telephone to be like...
No. And that's another thing. Don't copy other people's sonas. If you're new and you're in the fandom and you're just starting in and you're starting on a Google Plus thing, if you pull out an image somewhere, make sure you citate the image of the artist who did it, but also remember that put it down as a placeholder. Don't go out and say this is going to be my sona, because that's just rude, stealing someone else's stuff. It's, use it as a temporary placeholder. Talk to friends, meet new people, meet an artist that may, if you can't afford it, may do you free art, or can afford a cheaper piece of art for you that maybe you can afford, that you can do, and then create your own from there.
Yeah, think about that, Red, since we've met the people recently, we should probably talk about them. If for any of you that are using the red and black female wolf Zoe, we've come in contact recently with some people that know the artist that have explicitly said they do not appreciate using it.
Yeah, I mean, we can't speak for him, but what I've gathered from a friend of his, and even from a person who's actually used it temporarily, he asked if he could use it for a full thing, and the artist said no. And it's, ask, especially if you're going to do it like an RP thing, because a lot of times, artists not going to like that, because you're virtually taking that sona as your own and rolling with it. The best thing for you to do, if you don't know what to do and you can't think of anything, look for an adoption. Go on the Fur Affinity, or even DeviantArt. I guess Weasel would be another one, or even on a Google Plus thing, and talk to someone and see if there's an adoption going on. If you can't think,
our lovely own Nova.
Yes, or lovely own Nova. Look for an adoption, and you can get yourself a sona right then and there. Instead of just taking someone else's.
Nova has a lot of adopts. Please adopt from Nova.
Okay, Miss Robot Lady. Apologies.
Shameless plug.
Apologies for the audio.
Shameless plug is shameless.
Shameless plug is shameless.
Pretty much. My internet is crapping in and out, so.
So Nova may be in and out.
Harper.
Nova will be in and out of this, but in the description below will be her DeviantArt stuff, and her art section of Fur Affinity and whatnot. You can take a look. She does do Some good stuff.
Does all the things.
But yeah, adoption if you can't think of your own, or if you need one right off the bat, because there's always here and there are free adoptions. Grab yourself a free one temporarily until you can sit down and talk with an artist or think about more about what you're doing. And again, I'm more of an understanding person, but you also got to think about it. It's not always great to just whack and take someone's own stuff. Because think about it this way: if you make a Sona and later on down the line, some little newbie comes along and takes yours, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be happy about it either.
And I may not be an artist, but like a week after having Scylla, that red and black thing you see there, I got a message on For Affinity saying someone was trying to already take my character.
Right. And it's the people who take the time to think about their OC, they have a backstory or whatever it may be, they've taken the time to create how he or she looks, how he or she acts and stuff like that. It's we're not trying to put you down. It's just saying, credit the artist, use it as a temporary placeholder, and find your own. Because it's better to find your own. It's better to make your own story than use someone else's story. Because fuck, my story is going to probably not be as good, as something that you would make, or something that Nova would make, or something that Draco would make, or even it's. Think for yourself. If you come in with your picture, your actual picture, or whatever you have on your Google Plus profile, nobody in the community is going to think of you wrong. No one's going to turn around and go, "Hey, where's your fur thing? Where's your Sona? Where's your OC?" You come in and say, "Well, hi, I'm new. I don't have anything right yet. I'm thinking about it." Most people go, "Oh, congratulations. Would you like some help?" I would say I usually come and say hi to new people. I say hi, how you doing? I offer a hug if you want it. And if you're stuck and you don't know what to create, I'll ask you if you need help. And I'll sit down and talk with you about it.
Yeah, there's definitely shouldn't be any respect, because going back to Koga and to Griffin, they've been in the fandom longer than almost anyone. And they're to the point they don't suit up anymore. They're just like a public face, and they never really see them in their suit.
Okay. I don't know what that has to do with what I was saying, but...
No, it says like when people use their own picture and they don't have...
Yeah. It gets to the
Those
point.
two don't really identify as their sonas anymore. They're just kind of themselves in the community, helping others.
Right. And... which you should have made that more clear. But,
little scattered right now.
But, yeah, it's just, you think for yourself, create your own character, create it based off of you, create it based off your personality, There's, Google it, I found a few out there that they ask you questions, and they'll give you the base animal genus, like they'll give you canine, or they'll give you feline, and you can go from there. But it's just they're simple questions, because I went through it with one guy I was talking to because he didn't know what he had, and he's like, "Oh, I came up with a wolf. Congratulations! Is that what you want?" He's like, "Yeah, I think so." Then you're a wolf now. Google it. Take the time.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, you don't have to choose what they give you, but you can go from there. And again, hybrids are always they're fine as well. If you want to be a half shark, half fox, you can be a half shark, half fox. I've actually seen one. It's
sharks are getting really popular in the fandom, actually.
Well, yeah, and the artist she drew it had more of a fox body, but the tail was shark. So it doesn't mean it has to be all shark or all fox. I mean, I'm part bear, but I'm not gonna have a stubby tail like a bear. I'm gonna actually have a full tail because I want a full tail. I like the ears that my character has, as you can see on screen. That's actually my Sona. I like the short ears and the droopy ears and stuff like that, and the stubby nose. But I want a full tail. I want a full tail because I like the full tail over than the little stubby dumpy tail that a bear has. And there's nothing wrong with a stubby dumpy tail either, but I like a full tail. And it characters over to a full suit as well.
Yeah.
But that's...
I could never go conservative or small. I mean...
Well,
You
It's-
guys know, like, two of my sonas, and, like, their little details, like the ears and tails, are just extremely large.
Well, it's not that. I mean, if you want to go full, and that's another thing. If you start looking at suits, there's a lot of different types of suits. There's cartoony, there's semi-realistic, and then there's fully realistic, where you're gonna look like your character. You're gonna look like the animal. And
Oh god, the fully realistic ones, I know they're expensive, but some of them can look so good.
yes, and I mean, if you're gonna be a bear, you're gonna have a small tail because that's just the way a bear works.
I'd love to see it run around with like a shark tail.
But it is what it is. But always think for yourself. Don't be afraid to talk. Don't be afraid to ask people questions. If you're getting problems in school, I know people probably don't like it. It's always getting a bitch and a moan by someone. You don't want to hear someone complain. But, find someone who's a friend. Find a friendly face who's nice to you and talk to them.
Well, they're a pocket fur too, and you never know.
Well, not only that, but I mean, if you're getting bullied and being called names because you're a furry, just ignore it. It's people who are being people. Kids being kids. They don't know any better. They think they know what they're talking about, and they don't. It's
reality, man.
It's life. Everybody deals with it. I might not have been bullied as a furry when I was a kid because I wasn't a furry then, but I was bullied for other reasons, and it just comes down to it. You need to take it on the chin. It's gonna suck. Talk with someone who's understanding and copacetic. It's another thing I like about the fandom. You're gonna find people out there who have or are going through the same thing you are, and are willing to sit down and talk with you about it. Hell, if you see me roaming around in chat and you're having issues, in any of the Google Pluses or anywhere, talk to me. I'm more than willing to sit down and talk with you. I've got free time to do such things. And
me as well. I'm willing to help. I mean, Red and Nova know I may be a little blunt, but I do have the full and best intentions.
Well, you have to be blunt by certain things as well, especially if the person's stuck in that loop of woe is me, woe is me, woe is me.
That's my personality.
Well, not only that, but just it is what it is. I mean, don't ever feel free to talk with us. We're just more humanistic than you are. We all have needs. We all have issues to go through. So what do we want to get out of this podcast? Well, obviously we want to talk about goings-on in the fandom. That's one thing. A lot of us, actually all of us, are gamers, so we'll probably talk about games here and there. I mean, who doesn't want to talk about games? Because it is what it is.
People from the 50s.
Well, yeah, but a lot of the furries play games. It's just a thing. We're not going to touch on it heavily. I mean, we may go passing a new game come out, or we may talk about it. I'd like to get other people in the in our groups that are around, or other furries out there who want to do it. Just sit down and talk with us. Have their insight, ask them the same questions that we answered today. Have their insight on whatever it may be within the group, or within just how long have they been in the group. If they've been there for a long time, their views on the fandom, their views of the comings and goings of what was popular 5 years ago to what's compared to what's popular now, which is Angel Dragons, Circles.
5 years ago, it was still Fox and Huskies.
Well,
I mean, even someone like I said, how long I've been in it, it's kind of weird but flattering at the same time, seeing these more exotic species grow in popularity.
Right. And I mean, now it's Circles, foxes, wolves, a lot of dog, and a lot of angel dragons I've noticed out there.
Oh, God.
Especially as suiting. In fact, today I learned a new thing about angel dragons. There's a subgenre called candy dragons, or candy-styled angel dragons, who are like named after Kit Kat or Skittles, or there's one that's a bubblegum one who looks like a bubblegum Kit Kat.
Are they kind of like hogwash, where their just colors are just kind of wild?
No, kind of, I guess. But I think I don't really know because I haven't really looked into it. Like I said, I've just heard about it today. But, I mean, like Bubblegum, the one I was just mentioning, she's a lot of pink for hers. And Kit Kat is not really Kit Kat looking, but it's just named after Kit Kat. Like I said, it's a subgenre in the Angel Dragons. It just fascinates me. I'm fascinated by a lot of things. So.
Yes.
And thinking about filling time. So, I've because we have like 5 questions and they've been answered already through the first 5 minutes of this podcast.
Yep.
Thankfully, we had a ramble.
I'll
here
do
and
my
there.
research better for next week. I'm sorry, I had a busy week.
It's okay, and then hopefully some of the viewers will ask questions down in the comment section down below. Any question you want, pretty much we will answer. With respect.
As long as it's clean.
With respect, as long as it's clean. Some may not want to talk about dirty things. It doesn't matter if you're furry or non-furry, gamer, whatever. Feel free to ask a question, make a comment, something like that. Be mindful, though, if you're hating or disrespectful to anybody, you most likely will not be able to speak anytime soon. You probably will be banned, just because we don't need it to be outrageously stupid on the Googles. You don't need to be outrageously stupid. Anyways, let's see. News. I'm trying to think of some news for the fandom going on. A lot of hype for the Zootopia movie coming out in 2016. There's already been a trailer released, and there's already banners going up.
Some will go. Some are going to go bonkers over the new Ratchet and Clank coming out next year too for the movie theaters.
Oh, they're making a movie about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. Also noticed a lot of other. Yeah, and you could be. Another thing, if you're a gamer and you want to be like an Argonian or something like that, or a Khajiit from Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, or you want to be the Lombax from, which is what Clank is, or Ratchet, what Ratchet is from that, or Sonic, or something like that. Feel free to use those as well. I mean, there's people out there I've seen using Khajiits. It's hit and miss, but
there is one little legal thing in there I should point out.
Yes, if you want to go for the legal shit, yes. But think about it as this way. Just think about it as a secondary sona. Don't make it your main sona.
No. You can make it your own sona. The only thing I was going to put in is like the Skyrim Lombax from Ratchet and Clank series. The guy who created Circles they created their characters, so out of respect there, I would say since it is their characters, they should either get credit or just
obviously
don't try to like make money off the stuff they had the idea for.
I didn't say that either. You're making assumptions of what I was saying, but
sorry, I just wanted to put that out there.
It goes back to what we were trying to say. As an art, if you're using at the beginning of the time using someone's artwork, citation is the best key, because you're going to get this from people, and God bless some of these people, but there are mods on these communities that can handle this stuff, and a lot of the mods would rather handle it themselves. Is just cite the artist, because you're going to get people going, yeah, you're going to get people complaining about it. Just save yourself the trouble, cite the artist. If you can't find it, and you've done enough research and you're fairly sure that you cannot find it, put that down. I don't know who the artist is. Because someone may say, I know who that is, and then you can switch it then. But it's also the fact that I've looked, I've taken the time to look. I've taken the time to look and I can't find it. Someone knows it, great. If someone doesn't know it, then sorry. I'm not trying to use this for anything, it's just a piece of artwork that I want to use for right now. Let's see. Oh, there's also a game coming out. Furville, I believe it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. It's kind of like what I don't know what it's like. If anybody knows what that game is, I feel
I'm
like
looking it up right now.
I feel like I'm in Dead Space right here.
For Villa?
For Villa, something like that. I guess that's what it is. I don't know. I just keep seeing people talk about it in the fandom chats and stuff like that. They're excited for it. It's not out yet, but and just I like being me. I like being a furry, but I'm gonna play the games. No, will I go see the Zootopia in theaters? Maybe. And it's not that I don't want to see it. It's the fact that tickets for movies are outrageously expensive these days, and I don't want to spend $11 to go see a movie where I can just wait for it to come out on pay-per-view and spend $5, or wait a little bit longer and watch it on HBO because I already get HBO. So it's a we'll see type thing. I know a lot of people are already planning to go full suit and see it, which will kind of be weird because the vision, again, going back to the vision of the head, is not that great, and the audio quality in it is probably not that great either. Someone can attest to that, but I don't know if her internet is working at the moment.
I could just imagine being at like theater, some kid gets their bomb to take them to that, all of a sudden this guy with like big ass horn sits in front of you.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure if people are respectable furs, which I hope a lot of you are, sit in the back rows. And that way you don't have maybe 2-inch ears in front of someone's poor kid's face or something like that. Be a little respectable. And also, again, ask before you do anything. Don't just go to a store or something like that and go, hey, I want a suit in the store, because you're going to get stopped by security. I used to be former security, and we don't like people walking around in a full suit that we don't know what's going on. So give a heads up to the company or whatever that you're going to try. You want to do this, and let them go yes or no, because all you need to do is get banned out of your local, mall or something like that. Because of
That would suck for me because we only have one Walmart here that carries things no other store does.
I could name names of people getting banned, or I've heard stories of people being banned out of stores, but I'm not going to give that person the time of day.
Yeah, earlier I could have mentioned a couple unsavory people, but
it's just no matter where you're going to go, you're going to meet unsavory people. Sadly enough to say that, yes, there are unsavory people in the fandom, just as much as there are unsavory people on the internet and in gamers. In my community of the YouTubers, there's a good majority out there who are not the best people in the world. They choose to do things that they shouldn't be doing, or styles of what they're doing that they should not be doing. But that's here nor there. That's just a full force statement. So, again, another thing to bounce back on is people, putting you down for being a furry or whatnot. Just ignore it, because either they don't know what's going on, they don't have the full 100% vision or the answer behind it, and so they're going to make assumptions. And the little old saying, because I'm old, is make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and me, and that's not a good thing to do. So don't always jump to assumptions about people, and that's within the fandom as well.
Also, just try to learn to ignore it. They won't continue if you don't feed them.
Oh, of course, don't feed the trolls. I mean, you're on the internet now. You should know this. Don't feed the trolls. Everybody wants to fight, and they want to get their point across to be right. But don't feed the trolls, because you're just gonna empower them more, and just gonna turn around and go, you're talking to me now, eh? You little don't just don't.
All of you familiar with that?
I think everybody is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, she's been incredibly soft-spoken. Before we run out of things to say, Nova, you got anything to add?
I think her internet died. I think she finally killed the internet. So
Oh, she's not even in the Skype call.
Apologies.
She's not even in the Skype call. Do you want me to try to add her back? Or are there goodbyes?
Let's at least text her about it, because I can't. I mean,
Nah, I'm getting there.
technical difficulties, folks. Apologies all around, but just the way it works.
Yeah, her internet is just gone. It's not even ringing.
Yeah, so it's apologies. I think it's a good point to end it. Let's just finish off with the last thing that we wanted to say in the statement, whatever it was.
Any goodbyes?
Well, the lastly thanking the community, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to thank everybody that I've met so far. I think I'm not a sheltered person, but I've been very busy doing my own thing, and within the month and a half I've been there, I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of friends, more so than just randomly chatting with people or doing YouTube collabs with other gamers. I've met more within less than a month than or more than a month than I would have anywhere else. And it's just, it could be hit and miss in conversations, but hey, I like it. I'm happy about it. Your thoughts? Go.
Yeah, there's more than I can say. There's more that I could physically make into words, I think, the community. I mean, half the time, like, through 15 to 20, it's a very vulnerable stage in your life. It's like every other day you just want to be depressed or kill yourself.
Yes.
And it's because of them, the reason that I'm even here in the first place, because it's at the hospital. I'm not going to say why I was there, but very personal reasons.
Right.
Physical thing, and discovering them is actually what kept me from...
Right. Another tip another thing I want to say about the fandom is, if anybody has those type of thoughts, and you're watching this video right now, I don't care who you are, PM me. Private message me on YouTube, private message me on Twitter, private message me in Google Pluses. Ask for help. Come and talk to me. I'm willing to sit down and talk with you. It's if you're thinking about thoughts like that and you're acting on them, or you're gonna act on them, please, I beg you, please speak to me. For whatever it may be, I don't want people to do that type of stuff. I've been there. I think a lot of us have in the community, and it's speak to someone. If you have a friend in the fandom, speak to them. If they're a good friend that you can trust, talk to them. Even if you can't trust them, don't tell them the full thing. Just tell them how you're feeling right now. Have a conversation with somebody. Like I said, I'll add you. I'll do a hangouts with you. I'll put you on Skype. I'll sit down and talk with you. I don't care. I just want to make sure you're all right, and I want to make sure that whatever goes, thoughts go away. Make sure you're okay. Everything's fine.
And like I said, I'm there too for everyone. As Red found out at first, the first couple of days I may be a little awkward or blunt, but after that you get to really know me and I get to really know you and get more comfortable.
He wasn't that bad. He's just weird. He repeated himself a lot.
Yeah, because I'm a very paranoid person. I just want people to be happy. So when I say some of my things that either makes them uncomfortable or upset, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm sorry, what I do.
No, he just repeats himself about things. Like, he got some artwork done by a famous YouTuber, and he had to tell me about it 5 times. It's like, dude, you told me about the first time. The 15th time is not going to help you in case any. It's going to make me irritable, actually.
I told you 3 times.
You told me more than that. You told me more than that.
No,
but
I keep updating you on it because...
No, I mean, the first day I met you, man, it was...
Oh, the picture I'm using now?
No. The one that's created by... fuck it, I'll give him a shout out. Zabu. You had to tell me that about 5 times.
I don't remember that. I must
I
have been
do.
really sleep deprived.
I remember it getting. It's like, I'd say something about circle. He's like, hey, by the way, I'm getting mine done by. I'm like, yes, somewhere. Thank you.
I don't remember this.
My God, this guy can keep repeating himself. And the reason why nothing against Zabu, I sub to him. It's just the reason why I say, shout out thing is it's just awkward talking about someone like of Zabu's stature, and then mentioning him in a video, and the people going, oh my God, and then him somehow getting a hold of this video, and then well, not a fanboy. I enjoy his content, so to speak. I'm not a circle, so it's not like every other circle has to. I try to word this delicately, but
basically, it may not be a race, but if you're focusing on one species over another, that's still kind of whatever that term is. Discrimination.
Not necessarily.
Well, not necessarily, and not in direct sense, but if you're like, I like this species, I'm not going to really pay attention to these people, even though they might be nice.
Yeah. But I think everybody's, it's just, like I said, as I mentioned in private talks, if I would go to a convention and I saw a Zabu, or I saw a Telephone, or I saw two Griffins, or somebody like that, I'm not going to geek over them. I'm not going to do that. I mean, even in YouTube gaming, there's nobody I'd meet that I go, oh my God, I can't believe I met you. It's just not my personality. I'd sit down and go, hey, how's it going? Are you having a good day? You are? Cool. You want to chat? No? You're busy? Okay, cool. I'll be on my way. You be on your way. You do your thing. Everything's good. But then again, if you sat down and chatted with me, I'd be doing the same thing. It's just, I like meeting new people. I like talking with people. I do that all the time. If you catch me in the the Google Pluses and stuff like that, or on YouTube or something, and you sit down and you'll chat, I'll talk with you. It's just, I like talking with new people. I like thinking of how people tick. That's what I like doing. Everybody says you should be a psychiatrist, but no, I didn't want to do that. I've already taken a few months of psychology, but no.
Yeah, I could be. I could have been one or one of those, or.
But anyways,
some people say I could be a lawyer, depending on how I decide to word stuff.
Anyways, any more that you want to add to anything before we end this off? Because I think it's about that time, anyways. It's pushing the hour mark, so.
Stay in school.
Thank you. 1950s advertisement after school special. Stay in school.
No, you want a 1950s advertisement. Let me go back to 1980s in Canada. Don't put it in your mouth.
Please ignore him. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Standard YouTube boiler shit right now. So like this is call it. Please feel free to let us.
NovaLynx would say goodbye if she was here. Rip internet.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will be putting this out once a week, I believe. What time we're going to be putting out, we haven't figured that out yet. Go figure.
Yeah, some weeks it might be the three of us. Others it might just be
me and him. And
yeah, because Nova is really
busy.
got awfully busy.
Like I said, if you're in the fandom and you will have a statement and you've been here for however long, you want to sit down and talk with us, and you have a decent mic, and I mean a decent mic.
Something where you can't make a remix of yourself.
Yes, please no. Sounds like a popcorn machine in your mic. Nothing against people with popcorn machine mics, but this is going on YouTube, and this is going out for everybody, not just the fandom people.
In this day and age, if you can connect to the internet, you probably have a headset that came with a console, or a phone that came with a Bluetooth that you can use.
Or, whatever. Anyways, what I was saying is, if you have a decent mic and you want to join us, feel free to PM me or Draco. Don't PM Nova, just because she doesn't need that extra business-ish. Go ahead and just PM both of us. We will get back to you and talk to you about it, and maybe have a Skype call with you just to measure up things. It doesn't matter how big you are and how long you've been in the fandom. If you've been do dance-offs or whoever. It's fine. Small or big, we don't care. If you just want to spend a time with us and have a chat and talk with other people, that's fine. Completely fine with us. Ask us questions. Feel free to ask questions. No, there's no question that we will probably not answer, except for sexual stuff. Mostly because it's YouTube. And come on, guys, really. Go Google it yourself.
Have some maturity.
Yeah, a little bit maturity. Me anything about the fandom, about us personally, about gaming, since we're all versus gamers, about YouTube, really anything. Ask us questions. I'm not saying be creative with your questions, but I don't want to. If I see like 4 questions saying what's your favorite pizza topping, it's going to be the first person who says it is going to get the shout out. Everyone else is going to be falling under that blanket because I'm not going to repeat it 5 or 6 times. I'm going to say it once and be happy that you got your question got answered. Always comment, let us know, ask us questions. Follow us on Twitter because we'll give you updates on what's going on. Draco does not have a Twitter account right at the moment, but he will be getting one very soon. I'm actually pushing him on that. Nova and I do have one.
I still have to make the one for this channel too.
Nova and I have one, so you can feel free to talk to us there, ask us questions, or at least ask me questions. Don't spam Nova because she is busy. Go ahead and spam me. I ain't got nothing else better to do.
I usually don't, but if I do, I'll let you know.
Let's see what else. That's about it. Like would be nice, but not necessarily. And sub, so you guys can keep getting this into your inbox constantly. When we put out a video, you'll be able to get it mostly right away, unless YouTube decides to be YouTube, and there's nothing we can do about that. Again,
in that case, just search Google Plus because we'll probably post a couple.
Well, not only that,
things.
but also watch my Twitter because I will let you guys know. That's what I'm using my Twitter for, is what we're doing for this and what I'm doing for myself. So, yeah, long-winded conversation, long-winded ending, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to ask it here. We'll probably Google post this on a couple of the fandom sites, so go ahead and ask your questions there as well. If you want to ask them there, or you can ask them in the comment section below, or on Twitter. We don't have Tumblr, or at least I don't have a Tumblr, or any other if issue stuff. But that's it. I guys hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you next time. I'm sure Draco will too. And if Nova's not busy, she'll be there. And if not, we will either be me and him, or maybe we'll add someone from the fandom as a whole. So stay tuned and have a good day and have a good night and good evening. See you later. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.